Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. This past week we saw quite a bit of snow, which has been great because it is still winter and we need it. So we've been out skiing a lot more, and primarily skiing on our own ski trail around our 10 acres. And how fun is this trail? I'm pulling up the rear, waiting for Clyde. Oh, there he is. Clyde is so slow. Early morning ski. I have been quite worried about Southgate's mental health, so it was time to get him out on the trail too. Southgate? Southgate? Yes, in a cat backpack. Can't see. Anyway. Woo! Southgate! Southgate's going skiing! Where's Southgate? Look at him go! Like I said in the last video, I decided to take my dedicated studded winter tires off. So just as soon as I took them off, it snowed, but I'm managing just fine with the still legal all-season tires that I have on my truck now. Because I'm so nice, I like to do this extra little walkway for Steve. When he gets out of his truck, he gets to walk along here. So I always like to shovel this out for him. He doesn't do any of this, but I like to do the extra stuff. Chute. The chute is jammed. It's kind of warming up, so the snow is getting to be that kind of sticky stuff. actually need something a little bit different. It's really jammed in here. I need a stick, metal stick or something. Crowbar. Yeah, the snow is getting really sticky. So bright, and then I can't see. Sometimes when it's like this, the snow, it gets so compact, like it's just like cement. I'm gonna stop because there's a couple issues with the Bobcat that I would rather just wait for Steve to come home and fix. Like, this won't go down. It's stuck in the upright position, so the snow is just going like straight up in the air. And then the wiper doesn't work, so I can't really see because everything's hitting the windshield. So I'd rather just wait, and then we'll pick this up when he is home to figure it out. So what's shaking, bacon?
Fuse.
The wiper doesn't work, and it seems to be something like the motor isn't working, so maybe there's a fuse wrong with it. Fuse broken. Not my area of expertise. Something I should learn. Hence why I'm out here. So you gotta take that panel off?
Yeah, that's where the fuse is, but not on mine. Can you pass me a flathead screwdriver?
Pull off.
Yeah, because there was no power in the cable. It had to be either the switch or the fuse. And it's the fuse. So I'll turn it on again. And we'll see if there's power going to it. So there's power going to it, so we can plug it back in. We put that thing back on. See all the hydraulic oil?
Oh yeah. Yeah, see, that is from that thing. I know you're saying it.
But it's all tight. I don't know where the leak is coming from. See, look at all the...
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know if this freezes or what, but this stops working on me all the time.
Pressure seems to be high. I mean, I don't know why, but anyway, okay.
Man, not this again. We've actually had a pretty good winter so far without any leaking in the roof, but yeah, we're scheduled to get this sorted out this spring, early summer.
Okay.
That's it? You're not going to go around the crotch?
Oh, just to hold me so I don't fall.
This lens is so dirty. Oh, this poor camera. Okay, I want to quickly do a little something to reorganize the dog feeding section. I bought these containers off of Amazon. This one, when it's not full, wants to fall over. Medications everywhere. A friend of mine gave them to me. They came from his kitchen. They were pieces unused. Let me summarize this in a better way. Basically, all the snow recently meant that I was going to stay home and not go out to the cliff this week. And I would pick something to work on that I've been wanting to work on for a long time. And that's the dog food, dog medication, feeding area. It's a bit of a mess. It's been a mess for a long time. And I mean, honestly, the house is a mess. I feel like there are 8 living creatures in the house contributing to a mess, and only one of those creatures is contributing to the cleaning of those messes. Every time I mention to Steve that it would be nice to get a housekeeper, this is the response I get.
That's why I got a wife.
I guess I did sign that contract. Anyway, back to the project. Knowing that my life would be easier, way easier, if I just went out to the store and bought some good plywood for this project, that thought also gave me a kink in the neck because I pretty much know I can make it from scraps and whatnot. So a friend had given me some of his leftover IKEA kitchen cabinet panels a few years ago, but I figured out pretty quickly that I wouldn't be able to make the whole entire thing out of those black panels. So I picked the bottom section to be built out of the black panels, and then I would resort to my own milled lumber, some scraps, whatever I could find to execute the rest. If anybody watched the video where I rebuilt my sawmill slab rack, this wood here is the old slab rack, which I saved rather than throwing in the burn pile because I knew I would use it somewhere down the line. Doing things the hard way is hard, and I don't know why I always choose the more difficult path. Perhaps it's all for my creative brain, but this time I am kind of annoyed with myself. Each project I do, I always go through a period of great worry. Like, is this something I can even share publicly? Like, what am I doing? Most of the time, I can kind of come out of it alive, so to speak, but this I'm just not so sure about. Which then sadly makes me question, like, is this even a video I want to post? Should I even post something this week? Maybe I should just scrap the whole thing. Had to get a new one. And the other thing I had to buy was these expensive $42 drawer slides. Because it was all that one store had, other than the really cheap ones, and I didn't want to put the really cheap ones in. And 15 inches was what I needed, but I guess they don't come in 15 inch. 16 inch was the shortest I could get, so I'm gonna have to make do. I found another scrap of, I think that's hemlock, in the sawmill shed to potentially use as the top. wasn't sure I would have enough plywood to make a drawer, so I had actually asked a friend if I could steal some that he had destined for the landfill. So I got some, but then I ended up finding more of my own, enough to make at least the drawer, the basics of the drawer. And then come the problems of making wrong cuts. So I actually ended up cutting one of those pieces of plywood incorrectly, and I didn't have anything else at the ready to use in that same thickness, so I ended up repairing my mistake. I've built a few drawers before in the past, not that many, but enough to have a basic idea of what to do. All of the ones that I've built have been pretty shanty with scrap wood, scrap plywood, and they've all actually turned out okay. This one I really had a hard time with. It didn't want to fit, and I'm not sure if it's the slides that I got. They are a soft close. I've never used a soft closing slide before, and maybe it just required that much more precision, but I followed the dimensions that it recommended, and I still had a really hard time with it. So anyway, I ended up having to take the whole thing apart after I freaking glued it and nailed it and screwed it together really well. But yeah, maybe that's a tip. If you're doing something like this, maybe just dry fitting first is a good idea. And a half, and it's 24 and a half, a little bit less, so it is within what it says, but it won't close. Of course, I got nails in there now. I'm not gonna finish the dang thing because I don't have time to execute it properly, and I don't want to just slap it together just to kind of finish something for a video. I thought I could get this done, but it's not as though I'm trying to make a masterpiece. I'm trying to make it so that I don't hate it, and I hate it right now. So my issues are that I thought about this, but I chose to do it the way I did it, thinking that the outcome would be different, I guess. Just how the drawer is gonna sit, and not having trim, and not having the drawer kind of encased around trim so that you're not looking at the edges of the drawer. It's hard to explain. I just tried to explain it to Steve. And yeah, the gist of it is I need to take it on the table saw. I need to cover this drawer. I need to mill a bunch of this leftover wood. Like, I don't have very much of this either, so I have to be very methodical about how I use this, but I'm gonna end up ripping it in half on the table saw so I get double the amount of wood, and so that it's not so bulky. To cover the drawer front, to add trim. I wasn't originally going to, which is why I left it like this, but now I think I need to if I want it to look, if I want to not hate it, put it that way. That means I need to take the top off because I made that flush in this corner. So a whole bunch of things. And I'm like, I don't need to, it doesn't have to be finished for a video. The video isn't really about this per se. It's about a bunch of things, I guess. And I don't want to add to the problems of that I'm gonna have to look at this and hate it and then take it apart and do it later. I may as well just try and do it properly, or at least the best that I can do given the circumstances while I'm at it. So I'm not going to be able to finish this for the video. I will do my best to make it look okay, because I'm going to have to look at it every day. And then I will just show you in next week's video. I kind of hate it right now, and it needs work. It needs more work. And today is Saturday, and Steve, we really want to go take the dogs somewhere fun in the snow, and that's going to be like 3 or 4 hours of the day. So that comes first, then I'll finish the video, edit the video up tonight, and have that for tomorrow. There you have it, folks. A week of ups and downs, and such is life. Speaking of solutions to problems, though, I will say that I might have some news on my whole allergy thing. I'm in the middle of doing an experiment, and I'm seeing a change. I will share that all with you in next week's video once I know for sure, and that's kind of exciting for me. I'm feeling better, and yeah, so I will share that with you guys next week. Anyway, I thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely week, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.